So for those of you who watched the Football Blogging Awards that was live on the Ball Street channel, you'll know a little bit about this, and it kind of got picked up by the Northwest media as well. But X Factor star Stevi Ritchie was that there. I know, I genuinely don't know.
My first day that I thought he was a wrestler.
I thought it was Stevi Richards. I actually called him on my video Stevi Richards, and then by the time he sang You'll Never Walk Alone, which is what I'm getting to, I definitely knew his name by the end
I
of
thought
that.
he played along centre midfield alongside Chris Marsden.
Very underrated player, Steve Richards.
So he sang You'll Never Walk Alone at the Football Blogging Awards, which was in Old Trafford this year, and caused a little bit of a shitstorm with a number of Man United fans apparently walking out and then probably walking back in again at some point.
The irony, he sung You'll Never Walk Alone and then they all fucked off.
Together. And a lot of people kicking off, and the presenter used the C word to describe him at the end. I want to know, because maybe this is just me, because ultimately it was the Liverpool song, and I actually thought it was hilarious, and the reaction was quite funny in the room. If the roles were reversed, for example, and this was an event being hosted in Anfield or at Goodison or Loftus Road, would you? And it was your rival's song being sung. I don't know what a Man United song would be, if I'm honest, but Zed Cars hasn't got any words, so I don't know what that would be as equivalent. But would you be? Do you think? Would you be asked?
Well, it beats having your toilet smashed up, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yes. To be fair, which may have happened at Old Trafford at some point after a semi-final match.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Allegedly.
Well, it's not allegedly. You just did fucking smash up the toilets.
Yeah.
But
I was at that. I seen no toilets getting smashed. Yeah. I mean,
you might have done one with a heavy poo, but other than that, like, go on, Ben. If like there was an event at Goodison and someone got up and started singing "You'll Never Walk Alone," would you be that arsed?
It depends. I mean, fair play to the lad. He secured himself panto, hasn't he?
Yes.
Yeah.
By doing that, he's got himself a panto.
Yeah.
In probably Cleethorpes or somewhere. So fair play for that. that's his kids eating for the next 6 months. So I'm happy on that point. I mean, slightly.
I think if it was a serious...
He knew what he was doing, clearly.
Yeah.
Who does he support?
I've no idea.
Yeah, but he had the cream kit. He had the cream.
He did have the cream. Yeah. So I've never heard of him, and because X Factor is the shittest thing on air.
Yeah.
And anyone who watches is an absolute bellend. And just make that clear right now.
Does anyone in the room still watch X Factor? No. Okay, cool.
Well, obviously because they would be tarred as a bellend.
Yeah.
So no one wants
Not
to be
now.
tarred as a bellend.
Is anyone in the room?
Hands up if you're a bellend.
It's just one of those things. Let's be honest, it was the Blogging Awards, so therefore it was full of bellends anyway. Pretentious knobheads who go in for this kind of thing. Clearly, Toffee TV, we don't go in for this thing.
Not nominated, though.
We were nominated once. Me and Baz just went, no, it's for bellends. We're not going to go. So we don't. So it's a bit of a laugh. I can understand. If you're gonna allow someone to put these things on in your stadium, then
I think
be aware of the consequences.
I don't think there's anything serious behind it. I think he done it, A, to get a bit of attention because no one knows who he is, and B, it's a bit of a joke. I don't think if it was a serious act, he was doing it like as a stand, or it was me and you got up on the stage unannounced as I singing "You Never Walk Alone" and stuff. Maybe, but he's just a fella having a laugh, probably paid to do it by someone.
Yeah,
it's not.
I don't think he just really likes Carousel.
He's just a big Carousel fan.
Really likes Carousel.
He's a huge Celtic fan. I don't think I saw it as a bit of a jest of, I think I'd done a bit of research on this fella before, and by which I mean I asked my girlfriend who he was. He apparently, when he was on the X Factor, he was a bit crap, and he would do crap songs and stuff. You know what I mean, like as a joke contestant almost, like the anti-contestant kind of that thing, and it looked like he's carrying on that.
That's his shtick.
Aren't they all the anti-contestants?
He's carrying on that bit of shtick.
I know. I used to watch the X Factor, and you had that one guy, and you're like, if it was a singing, it's well over now.
Not since it become bellend.
I used to be a bellend, but now I'm not so sure. But no, you do. He was that guy who everyone goes, what is he doing here? But he clearly buzzed off doing it, and
he was obviously trying to make himself to be the jungle sub, wasn't he?
The jungle sub?
Yeah, the jungle sub.
Oh, I'm a celebrity.
Yeah. They have subs, don't they?
Right.
To take with them,
sorry, I'm
just in
out.
case.
Yeah.
Some bellend from Homes Under the Hammer's just gone in,
yeah.
and it's not Dion Dublin, so what's the point?
There you go. But no, I clearly there's a moment in the FBAs, and there was one last year where John Barnes came along and he was literally paid to be there. He had no clue what he was doing there, but he got up and he did his party piece, which was like Rapper's Delight. Everyone gets the phones out and does it. But I think the thing is, what I find hilarious, and I think it's a perfect example of why people take footy too seriously, is when you've got Man United fans saying it's a disgrace. But I don't get, because I think it feeds into the way that a lot of football people talk about football as though it was the moral outrage I don't get. That's what I don't get. I would be a bit I would be like, oh my God, if I had to be there, I had to watch it, I was like, this is a bit shit. But like and I think it feels to me anyway like a lot of Man United fans who, they kind of, this wouldn't have happened under Ferguson, you know what I mean? Like no one wouldn't have had the audacity to do this kind of stuff to them.
It's outrage, isn't it? It's kind of like, you know, it's basically you're taking things too seriously. So it's like sometimes when you're at a ground and the opposition sing a song, the other fans sing a song, and actually it's quite funny. You know, if there's a bit of banter or something, sometimes it can be a little bit funny. Sometimes it's boring.
If it's intelligent.
If it was if it was a singer I respected, you know, fucking Noel Gallagher got up and fucking did whatever.
If it was, I mean, if it'd been, you know, Christa Berg, it would have escalated from there. But because it was some fella that I've never heard of off a Bell End show, then it was shit.
No, basically. Exactly. But it's like if fucking Tubes got up and put on a half and half Liverpool Everton shirt, you'd be like, well, he's clearly a bell end, isn't he?
Well,
so I wouldn't be asked about it, like, you know what I mean?
It is basically, you know, it's taking footy far too seriously.
It's like the Rooney thing, isn't it?
It's too serious.
Who gives a fuck if someone wanted a bevy? You know, we're not all fucking going mad about Jordan Henderson and fucking
Lallana
making
a 220 mile round trip to go to a strip club.
That must be a good strip club.
I know, Where did you used to live, Adam? Bournemouth. Oh, okay. Favourite strip club?
I love that Adam Lallana's a regular at a Bournemouth strip club. Fantastic.
I've been to Bournemouth.
Just leave it there. Just leave it there. Let's leave it there.
You know what? I can see his point. It's just, it is basically, people like outrage because outrage gets views and clicks and stuff. You know what I mean? You've got to, if you take things far too seriously, footy's a laugh. We do it, listen, it annoys us, it breaks our heart sometimes.
When we do it, it's a laugh.
But like, you know, you go to the game and you do it because, you don't do it because you have to go. You do it like, there's a moral obligation for me. You do it because you want to go and you want to be with your mates and you want to watch it and you want to have a laugh and sometimes have a drink and stuff. Not everything has to be too serious. So if a Man United fan comes and smashes Anfield up or something, then you can feel, you know what, you've gone too far or vice versa. Liverpool fans doing it. If they come and sing a song in your ground, it's like, is it really that big a deal?
Yeah, like so Sam from United People's TV was there, and look, it's an annoyance, isn't it? If that was like that Loftus Road, that was some Chelsea
it's
song,
like
I'd get really annoyed.
It's up and you feel a bit like,
yeah,
you know what I mean?
It's like when at my 21st, when all my knobhead uncles started singing "You'll Never Walk Alone." I wanted to kill them at the time.
But you get it's a joke.
It's a joke.
And I want to kill them now. No, you ruined it! You ruined it big night! It was about me, not you, knobheads!
It's an outrage. If only it had YouTube back then.
So I went and smashed up the toilets instead and got really high and poured piss over their heads.
Filmed a video on your Nokia 3310 or whatever, which probably didn't do video. No, didn't do video at all. Like the 55, well, I don't know, whatever. Fucking hell. Went and hired a VHS camcorder and filmed yourself in the dark.
Like Marty McFly.
In the dark, saying it was a disgrace.
I think sometimes you've got to accept sometimes that you can be the butt of the jokes and it's not the end of the world.
Yeah.
So, you know what I mean? So, you know what I mean? Like, I'll sit with Ped, we'll have a bit of banter about Everton being shit and he can say things about Liverpool being shit. And it's not the end of the world. It's just sometimes you're making the jokes and sometimes you're on the end of the jokes.
If you can give it, you've got to be able to take it.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. For everything, look, we've had a couple of years now of the Steven Gerrard slip jokes, and I'm to the point where they bore me, but I accept that unfortunately it's part of the way.
Well, it's moved over now. Sky Sports made a programme last week called Gerrard Slips, didn't he?
Did he?
It was an 8-minute video, 8-minute programme about how Gerrard slipped.
Wow.
And cost Liverpool the title.
It's a slow replay, isn't it?
That's what I'm saying. You learn, when I first heard that song, it was, oh, you know what, that's quite clever. It rhymes, it's funny, it's taking the piss out of us.
What, You'll Never Walk Alone?
Yeah. Now it's quite boring, I mean, it's kind of the same thing. It's just.
But it's all part and parcel of this.
Yeah,
again, it's just a moral. Look, moral outrage has got its place. It absolutely has, and because it's a good way to draw attention to yourself. It's a good way to get views.
Daily Mail.
Daily Mail, yeah, Daily Mail mentality, like you know what I mean. But Look, fair play to it. Again, all these approaches stuff have got their place. Because if you're looking for that, then it's got its place on YouTube. And I think everyone's entitled to their opinions and stuff. And you want to be outraged by it. Personally, I'm just saying from my personal perspective, maybe it's just because I'm a bit more of a basically, I see the funny side of things. If they played, I genuinely don't know what the Man United country
glory,
whatever. And I would be, but I wouldn't storm out. I wouldn't say it was like an outrage.
We live in a world where there's
If someone took a shit on Bill Shankly's statue, I'd be a bit more like, that's a bit over
We live in a world where there's 3 headlines, or 4 headlines. What miracle drug's going to save us? What terrible weather's going to kill us? Something about Princess Diana. And moral outrage.
Yeah.
That's the world we live in.
Yeah.
So next year they'll be singing something about Princess Diana, and it'll all be great.